Welcome back. Mel Gibson's divorce became official yesterday, putting on record the biggest divorce payout in Hollywood history. That's according to People magazine. Robin Gibson will receive half of Mel Gibson's fortune, an estimated $850 million. She had 7 kids with the actor. They were married nearly 30 years, and there was no prenuptial agreement. People also reports that when it comes to film residuals, Robin, by law, should get half of any payment Gibson gets for the rest of his life. That's our first topic today on Legal Briefs. Let's get a legal mind in here to help us understand all of this, because this one boggles the mind. Avery Friedman, he's a civil rights attorney and a law professor in Cleveland. Avery, his ex-wife is going to get half of all that he's made. You know, it's because they didn't have a prenup, right?
Well, you know what? A lot of people, when they start out in Hollywood, never think about these things. And indeed, this whole case turned on the fact, Elena, that there was no prenup. And look at the fortune. I mean, $600 million alone in the production and writing of Passion of the Christ, which was responsible, which Mel was responsible for. He owns an island in Fiji, and $22 million worth of housing in Malibu have already been turned over to his now ex-wife as of yesterday afternoon, to Robin. So yes, it's the word was that Harrison Ford had the largest. This is the largest Hollywood payout involving stars that we've ever seen, and it is enormous, primarily because there was no prenup.
Well, but here's what okay, so we've heard this before, that, you know, no prenup, you get half. Sure. You know, I mean, 30 years together, 7 kids. I mean, in some ways, you know, it's understandable. Now, having said that, she also gets half of his future earnings as well? How did that happen?
Well, you know, think about this. People say, well, you know, it's Mel's money and Robin's getting half. But the truth is that 30-year period is what they built on. And the bottom line in this is that, in a sense, Robin really earns that also. The underlying issue, and again, it wasn't an order by a court, it was a settlement approved by the court. Mel knew that it could actually be worse. It actually was a smart thing to do. Settle up, get out of there. He's single, but it's going to cost him 50% of whatever he generates for the rest of his life.
All right, I want to talk about this next case, which really got my attention. 2 Imams board a Delta flight. They're on their way from Memphis to Charlotte. They're removed from the plane, they say, because of the way they looked. What's this case all about?
Well, it's an amazing story, Alina, because it involves 2 religious people, 2 imams, who were checked by security when they walked in, like we all are. And then once they got on the plane, the pilot, believe it or not, turned the plane around, asked the passengers, are they comfortable with having people who look like that on the flight? Passengers didn't care. They brought them back, checked them again, and the pilot is sticking to his story that it was done for security purposes. Well, a lawsuit is underway.
On the face of it, it sounds like racial profiling to me. I mean, how is this allowed to happen? And, you know, now these 2 imams are suing Delta Airlines. Does Delta have a case?
Yeah. Well, I would imagine that the only defense they're going to be able to come up with is to put on demonstrative evidence to show that there was a security risk. I don't know how they're going to meet that standard, Alina, because the bottom line is we had 3 areas of check to turn around a comprehensive pat-down, and I think, you know, what the facts are, what we know right now is I think Delta and its regional carrier, ASA, is going to have a very difficult time defending this case.
All right, I want to talk about our third case here, which is unbelievable to me in this day and age.
Is right.
You know, a Chicago man actually duct tapes his 22-month-old daughter's mouth, hands, and feet, then posted her photo on Facebook. Are we showing? Yeah, we are showing it there. I mean, it's really extraordinary. The caption
read. You need
to see it.
The
caption read, "This is what happens when my baby hits me back." I mean, unbelievable. The 21-year-old father, Andre Curry, is now charged with aggravated domestic battery. I mean, does he have a defense here?
Yeah, insanity? I mean, look, I can't imagine what the defense is. I mean, the Chicago Tribune got a hold of his mother, who said, oh, you know, Andre was just joking. But the fact is, number 1, we need to get some help for this father. Number 2, custody is now with the mother. Number 3, he needs parenting classes. Number 4, he's got to withdraw his Father of the Year application. And you know what? He works over at Applebee's. So I think if you're ordering the lime sizzling chicken and Andre's in charge, you better give it a second thought. It's a problem. This guy is really messed up. And there's no joke here. You take a look at that Facebook, what this guy did. There's something wrong with this guy. He needs some help. And you know what? I'm glad the authorities are in there to take care of this baby.
It's bad enough, honestly, Avery, it's bad enough that he did it, but then, I mean, honestly, dumb enough to post it on Facebook? I've just never heard of such a thing. And anyway,
hey, you know what? Well, without dumb people, we wouldn't have a legal segment.
That's
I mean, we need
That's
people
true.
like Andre Curry.
Makes it
you know what?
interesting.
That wraps it all the way into Christmas Eve. It's unbelievable.
God. All right, Avery Friedman, always great to see you. Happy holidays.
All the best of the holiday.
All
Same
right.
to you. All the
Thanks,
best.
Avery.